I'm gonna change, but I just think my calves look so good I have to keep it like this. So.
Okay.
And we're live.
We're here. Welcome. This is episode
5
of You Know What It Is.
I don't know what it is actually. What is it?
It is very Aries. Wow.
Yeah.
We're here. We're having fun.
We're just chatting. You may notice that we're dressed a little differently than we normally are.
Yeah.
It's because we got back from our Sunday ritual. Tessa and I go to hip-hop fitness.
Hip-hop litness, they call it.
I'm used to saying
Yeah,
that.
it's a little corny, but, it gets the crowd going.
Yeah, so for an hour, from 5 to 6 on Sundays and 9:30 to 10:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we dance a little and wiggle to some songs, get our blood flowing, get our sweat dripping, and I don't know, it's like a routine where we get to hang out because we have busy lives and because we both decided that, I like spending time with Tessa.
And I like spending time with Ross.
Wow. And we're both so busy that we figured the best way to make it work is if we can schedule it into our busy lives.
Yeah.
And that way, maybe that's what this podcast is a little bit too, but it's a chance for us to catch up with each other and dance and sing. And the ideal time to work on this next podcast was now. I'm rambling. What I'm trying to say is we probably could have gone back and changed, but time doesn't stop. We gotta keep rolling with the punches.
Time is money.
Time is money.
I'm not gonna waste my time or my money.
And money is power.
Yep, you heard it here.
You heard it here. So with that, we're going to move into our next topic. Today, we're going to talk about a very, very important topic close to my heart and a very, very Aries tendency, asking for help. Or perhaps how often we don't ask for help.
The lack of ask.
The lack of ask.
Yes.
Lack of ask. So I guess just moving straight into it, I'll start by saying, Tessa, how do you feel about asking for help? Do you find yourself needing help with things?
I guess I would say at times, but in general, I feel like I've learned just to do it myself. Not that I always want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
A big thing that I've learned, especially when I was interning, I don't ask for help when I need to ask for help because I want to do it my way, and I feel like if it's given to someone else and they are now in charge of it, it's going to be done in a different creative way. If it is a creative project or something, it's going to be done in, I don't want to say the wrong way, but I wouldn't be 100% satisfied with putting my stamp on it. If I gave it to someone else, a side thing, to help me with it, I would be, and it didn't come out how I liked it, I would be very frustrated in the end because I know I could have done that, and since I decided not to do it, and since I decided to ask for help, now,
It's kind of like you're relinquishing control by doing so.
Yeah,
You're inviting someone else to give their input, and you have an image, you have a vision of how it looks.
Yeah.
And the second you invite someone else to change it, they will make it not what that is.
And then you see the finished project, and you're like, wow, I could have done it better, or this and that happened, but I've definitely asked for help and 100% given people the control to do it, and I've been satisfied with it. So I think it's probably just being on the same level as that person, having the same style, if it is a creative thing, have the same style, or at least knowing if it is just a get it done kind of numbers thing, I know that they are someone who's going to get it done, so I won't have to stress out about it and say this is going to cause more pain in my life because you couldn't do it right the first time.
Yeah, so asking for help is easier when it's asking someone you trust to help you with something, because that way you can just rest easy at night knowing it'll be taken care of.
Yeah.
I resonate with that a lot because a lot of times I think I genuinely don't believe someone else will follow through. It's a little bit of a dangerous mindset, but sometimes I genuinely think I'm like the only person in the world who will honor what he says, and I think that's obviously wrong. And I just get in my head at times, and that little dangerous thought bubble happens. But I think it's just because I set very, very, very high standards on myself and therefore others for meeting expectations, only because I don't like inconsistency, as weird as that sounds. I like new things, I like fun projects, but for me, I get very stressed out and very scared when I can't expect things to happen. So I guess what I'm saying is people that flake or that are inconsistent in what they commit to, it scares me personally just because I need a lot of reassurance and structure and conformity to trust that things will go how they need to go. So a lot of times I then very, very highly value follow through because if I'm trying to say, oh, I like for things to happen the way I expect them to, I better be able to do that myself. So
you don't want to be a hypocrite for it,
Yes,
and if you want these people to, you're a reliable person, so you want the other people to also be reliable with what you're, kind of putting in their hands.
To some extent. And then I think this goes to my next part, which is a little bit of the issue, is if I don't think they can do that, that's fine. I just don't ask them for their help, which then becomes the issue, because what you just heard was that I don't trust a lot of people to be able to follow through, which is also why I very rarely ask for help. Because it's like, I think there are a few instances where I will trust it'll go the way I need it to go. I have a little bit like you, like I have an idea of how it wants to go.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, it just doesn't occur to me that people are going to offer help, or like that they can. Like, that sounds awful.
It's not a normal, no, yeah, I agree.
It isn't a problem solving, like when I have a list of ways to solve a problem, asking for help is like the last one.
This is a perfect, I didn't even realize the story. I don't know if I told you, but the one time that my roommate actually locked her room, locked her door and she needed something from it. Did I ever tell you that story? And how I spent 4 hours trying to unlock her door.
What?
Yeah, because I was like, I can do it myself. So I did all the tricks, like the credit card to try to unlock it. I even made this.
What's it called? Little Microsoft Sam paperclip.
Yeah. I tried that. I tried a bunch of different things. Like at one point, I even tied a bunch of knives together to slide it underneath the door and like twist it. And I had like a wiring around it so I could pull it from the inside. Spent so much time doing this, and then I sat back. And I actually talk about this a lot in interviews because it comes up with whatever question it is. And in the end, after sitting there for probably about 4 hours, I think, and I'm just like, okay, who else has a key to this? So I just go to the leasing office and tell them that I locked myself out of my room, which wasn't my room. It's also sketchy because that means you can just go in and get any room unlocked. Because they didn't even ask me for like my name or anything. They were just, so I was like, okay, interesting.
Well, this at least they had a key to the main apartment, right?
Yeah, and to all the doors.
Okay, so I guess if you wanted to break into your roommate's place, you could, but...
Yeah. So, end up just getting that, and I sit back and I was so frustrated after the fact, because I was like, I spent all this time doing this, when I could have just went to the leasing office and asked for them to do it. Because I was like, no one's gonna help me, no one's gonna open this for me except for me.
So I have two questions. One, was it fun?
Yeah, it was a little fun. I was enjoying myself so much. It just, the thing that it wasn't fun is that when it hit a certain point, probably 2 hours in, and I was like, it's now getting frustrating because I'm not reaching my goal of unlocking the door. I'm failing.
But you stayed for 2 more hours.
Yeah, but I kept going back into different things. I was like, okay, this one isn't working, so now I'm gonna go back to the credit card. This one isn't working. 20 minutes later, I'm gonna go back to this one, and just kept trying to.
Oh my god! But my second question is, what was your roommate doing? Isn't she the one who was locked out?
She was in Orlando, so I was going down there. So I had other roommates that were kind of just like, Tessa, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm getting this door open.
It'd be personal at that point. They're like, maybe someone's like, we can go to the leasing office. Like, but I can do it.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone mentioned that. I don't know, because I don't know when that idea popped in my head of why I just have someone else do it. But it took me hardly 3 to 4 hours to realize it. And then I was in such a funk for the rest of the day. I was like, I had to ask someone else to do it for me. And I spent all my time.
I do that a lot. It doesn't occur to me because I will be doing something and it's very hard. I don't know. It could be anything. Like maybe it's just I'm juggling a lot of things at once. And sometimes I'll bring it up to someone, like how much I'm dealing with. So they ask how I am, and I'm like, okay, well, here it is. Here's how I am. But I'm not expecting solutions. I'm just kind of like, venting a little bit.
Just letting them hear it.
I've been trying to do a little more disclaimers because I think people assume I want them to
disclaimers?
Fix it. Well, just disclaimers to be like, okay, I don't need help. This is just what's going on. Like,
Not this isn't a call. This isn't a call for help.
Yeah, I'm just more explaining. It makes me feel less lonely if I can just air it out and then someone says, you got it. I'll be like, yeah, I do. I just need that. But
I like that.
Sometimes people do decide to give me, and they always go, well, have you asked someone else to help? And I was like, ooh. Jim, I'm not even like, oh no, I haven't. I'm like, why did you
assume that I was asking for help?
Not even. I'm just more like, oh, that's the first thing you considered? That's very odd, because I just don't. So it's why I have a lot of issues with delegating when it comes to being in charge of projects or things. It just doesn't occur to me that other people would, one, do it right, and then two, be willing to do it. It's a weird, I feel like I take on a lot of responsibility, and I'm only mean to myself about it. If I'm in a group with someone else, I'll be like, oh, they have this and this going on, they're so busy, I can take care of it for them. But then, I need a third person to say, well, you have this to deal with.
So don't put that on your plate, because you already have a full plate.
I think I'm always like, I can do more. And I assume other people can't. But if I were able to See, one way of coping would be assuming they're like me, but I don't think it'd be healthy for me to also demand
to
that
just
much.
throw it on them.
I think it'd be nice if I gave myself a little more patience and realized that's the second part that's really big. Sometimes people want to help, and like that genuinely baffles me.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, what do you expect me to give you in return? Or like, okay, what are you getting out of this? And I think some people are just like, we like helping, or we want to support you. And this is what makes me so mad, because I go one day saying, no one's here to support me, and then the next day someone's like, we're here to support you because we love you, and I'm like, why? I get so suspicious.
Well, a question with that, when these people, you know, they want to help, are they asking for help?
Are they? What do you mean? Are they asking?
Are they saying, hey, can I help you? Or are you just assuming that they actually want to help? Because the thing is, people need to be upfront about that.
Yes, the people that ask to help are usually the ones I don't want help from, which is awful. But
so then you have to somehow low key be like, oh, maybe you could do this, something that's kind of unimportant to your.
Yeah, I mean, I usually at that point I'll just say no, I got it, and then I will just got it or something. But I'm trying my best. My goal recently, that has been a work in progress, has been recognizing who can help me in what and when, and knowing and reminding myself that they're willing to, and asking before it becomes too much to handle. Or I'm just kind of like,
smart.
Hey, I have this to do. Would you be willing to help with this? And take it for face value. If they say yes, they're not going to pull a Ross and be like, you know what, I can't, but I also can't say no, so I'll do it anyway. And then I feel guilty for putting them on them. I'm going to have to trust that they will say no if they are not willing to help.
Yeah.
And that's like the only way I can move forward in life, because otherwise I'm just going to be taking it all on myself, or just feeling like I'm guilting everybody for just asking for assistance.
Yeah.
And like I help people all the time, so I don't know why I assume people wouldn't want to do that as well.
Yeah, because you're not someone who never helps.
No, I feel like, I've had a lot of instances where I help people, and then a lot of times they were like, thanks, I didn't ask. So I think I just have there's just a disconnect in my head with the rest of the world.
It seems like there's a lot going on.
Who would have thought? But I mean, I think, you and I were both just independent and capable a lot of the times. But I think it's a lot of what you were saying. It is like, there's a right way for it to be done. And I know that right way.
I worry, and I worry not even if it's a creative thing, but if it falls back onto you as an individual, and it's going to be like, this is your work that has been shown, and if they kind of screw it up, then it falls back on you. It's just, I don't know, it's hard to trust someone with, I guess, if it's a big responsibility. Yeah. They have to prove their worth first. They have to prove that they can do it, and they can do it a good way. So I can just sit back and watch. I feel like I need to work on the delegating thing because it's so tough. I want to just do it all, but the thing is, you so need other people to help you out.
And I think we're painting this in a bad way, but if you wanted to think about it positively, it really is just you and I as leaders both being people with high expectations. Yeah. Which can be dangerous for all the reasons we've just outlined, but also can, I think, in a healthy setting, challenge people to rise to the occasion and not be that person who's going to be too lenient. Like, if you can find a healthy way to encourage and motivate people, I think it would only just make for a strong team, so long as there's adequate support and psychological safety. For
as long as you're being clear about what the expectations are, and they're being clear about how they can, if they can get to them, if they think it's too far. You'll be able to tell too if there's steps along the way that they're struggling, and then you can kind of pull things back and say, okay, well, who's exceeding, and then adjust. Yeah, but
I think also for leadership things, it would probably help if we didn't take projects to be our own, because if it was just a group effort, then there wouldn't be that expectation. Because I have a habit of being, mine.
Yeah, but it's everybody's.
It is, and that's also why I've decided leadership is difficult. Because it's in my head, I'm like, oh, it's so perfect. Everyone will agree my way is the best way. And they'll just want to do it because they're like, oh, God, someone finally there to give us guidance. But most of the time, it's more other people saying, oh, I have a different idea. And I'll be like, what? Which of course they do.
Yeah.
But
you can, I don't know, I think it's easy to have those ideas. And the thing about that is, sometimes I have this idea and the group enjoys it. My hands are off. That's their idea. I'm here to just do whatever. I'm no longer trying to put things in. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it at all, because I feel like I'm not one of the one who is always doing it all.
Yeah. But. So if it's something that's important to you, we just need to be able to trust the people we ask for help from. And if it's not important to you, it's very easy to let other people join in on it, because that's their opportunity.
Wow.
Sometimes,
That's smart, Ross.
Well, what can I say? I'm just very smart and capable like you. So, it's almost as if we'd be more... Maybe we'd be more willing to ask for help if people could rise to the occasion and help in the way that we demand but don't ask for clearly about.
We demand it. Expect it.
Touch my head, touch my head.
Guarantee
Yay!
it.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? Leave a comment below about, I don't know, tell us how cute we look.
They're sweaty clothes.
What's your favorite color? Describe your home life. I don't know, something. Just let's keep the. We here as podcast artists,
of course,
are all about facilitating a dialogue between
a community.
A community. We're fostering a connection between the audience and the performer. Actually, I'm gonna backtrack. We're not performers. We're just like you.
We're friends.
We're friends.
On the bus stop, just waiting.
We're friends on the bus stop, just waiting. You know.
For the next person to hop on and have a conversation.
That's right. And you were so nice to sit next to us.
Oh.
We're approaching our last stop, but hey, we'll see you next day. We'll see you tomorrow on our next paper route. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah. We do paper routes on the bus now.
We do paper routes on the bus.
That's
and we're excited to see who sits next to us next time. So we hope that your own paper route is going well. And if you ever need someone to sit next to you,
let us know.
Let us know.